for joining us for this episode of Fulton's First Mayor's Minutes, May 2021, coming to you from the Mayor's Conference Room at City Hall. I want to first remind everyone about Big Truck Day that is coming up this Saturday, May 15th, down behind the War Memorial along Lake Neonawana. From 11 to 2, we will have helicopters, race cars, police cars, dump trucks, plow trucks, and more. And during the first hour, 11 to 12, that will be our sensory hour, so there'll be no sounds of the vehicles. So if we have any children who have sensory needs, that's the best time to bring them down, is between 11 and 12. We hope to see you there. We have our Parks and Rec Director who is coordinating with our Special Events Committee, and they will be there on site to help make sure that we have a COVID-safe and community-friendly, family-friendly event. I also want to talk about the Memorial Day Salute and bring everyone up to speed on what we're doing with Memorial Day weekend. As a reminder, there is a separate committee comprised of community members that make up the Memorial Day Salute Committee. And that committee is in charge of all Memorial Day weekend events, including the parade, any music, entertainment, and also the fireworks. This year, because they were not able to plan a full year in advance to have a parade, and because a lot of those acts that we reached out to were not able to commit to being in a parade, we have decided, and the Memorial Day Salute Committee has decided to forego a parade this year. However, we still have events happening in 2021 to honor those who have served our country and made the ultimate sacrifice. So at this point, what we're doing, and I'm proud to announce the partnership we have with Thank a Service Member, TASM. It's a local veteran service group, and they've partnered with the Memorial Day Salute Committee and with the City of Fulton to bring our first annual Watchfire event here to the City of Fulton. And that'll happen behind Denishea Park along Lake Neonawana area. And what a Watchfire is thousands of flags that can no longer fly, that are no longer in service. They are burned in this Watchfire, and it's done in accordance with the U.S. flag laws around that. But it's also a way to pay tribute to those men and women who serve, who have served, and who help fight for our freedom. So we're really excited to bring that to the City of Fulton, and it is our hopes to bring that annually moving forward to every Memorial Day weekend. In addition, and that's taking place on Friday, May 28th. In addition, on Saturday the 29th, we will have fireworks, and that will be coordinated through the Memorial Day Salute Committee and the Parks and Rec Committee. Our Parks and Rec is partnering on that weekend as well, and there is a Patriotic Porches event where community members can decorate their porch patriotically and enter into a contest similar to what we did with the snowman contest, and judges will go around and they'll judge the porches, and there'll be winners for those porches. So if you'd like more information on that, visit our website at www.fultonnewyork.org and check out the Parks and Rec section, or check out the community calendar to learn more about that. We'll also be hanging our veteran flags. If you'll remember, back in 2020, we partnered with the credit union, and and community members purchased veteran flags. That was a 2-year purchase. We're in the second year. We're going to hang those flags back up so that they're up on the post for Memorial Day, and they'll run through Veterans Day. So we'll start to see those here shortly. And then finally, Parks and Rec is running a social media hashtag post. So check out their Facebook page, Fulton, New York Parks and Rec Department, so that you can learn more about the hashtag post. We're looking forward to support the individuals in our lives who serve the military services and who give to our country. It's a cool little way to remember them and to honor them. So I hope you participate in those social media posts. Moving on to the MultiUse Trail. We do have, we're in the end phases of the MultiUse Trail. So at this point, we're putting on those last final touches. If you've seen my recent Facebook post, you'll see that I posted pictures about the lighting along the trail. The lighting is now in. creating a real safe space for us to travel when the sun goes down. And we're making sure that that lighting extends through and that it's working properly. We want to make sure that we have all of our T's crossed and our I's dotted with that. And then we're going to add in those final phases. So you might see around the city of Fulton now where we're doing sidewalks. Well, as part of this trail, the idea for the trail is to head down from Indian Point to the upper bridge. And to do that, we create a walking space around the bridges. Well, in order to create a safe space to walk around the bridges, the sidewalks were included in that, as well as any ADA compliance with sidewalks. So you might see around the bridges now those sidewalks being worked on. That's part of this multi-use trail project, phase 1. Phase 2 would include more of the trail as well as more sidewalks to complement the trail project itself. And phase 2 was put into the DRI project as an opportunity. So I hope you get a chance to check out the multi-use trail. Hopefully within the month of July, we'll be having a dedication ceremony and we'll be able to officially do a ribbon cutting and get that trail open for the summer season. So we look forward to that. But check it out. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and it's a great addition to our community. Speaking of sidewalks, I want to talk about the infrastructure committee that I've created. We have a lot of opportunity right now with funding that we have that we get on an annual basis, and then some other infrastructure projects and funding that may be available to the city. So really what I want to do is get a head start on that and make sure we have a good plan. One of the things that I've heard loud and clear is that the city of Fulton needs to address our sidewalks. You're absolutely right. We need to address our sidewalks, but we have to have the funding to do that, and we know it's a significant project. So we were able to build sidewalks into the multi-use trail grant. With some of the DRI money in those municipal projects, we have sidewalk projects built in. When there's other funding that comes forth, if and when that comes forth, we're going to be looking at that for various infrastructure projects. Sidewalks are included in that. So I want to get a committee together first. Let's start talking about from the community perspective and internally with some engineers. Let's talk about what makes most sense. How can we go about some of these projects and get the most bang for our buck, but also have the most impact to safety and most impact to community quality of life? As you've heard me talk about a lot in these videos, it's about quality of life. And we want to make sure that we're addressing these issues. So this committee will start to have those discussions. Very similar to our police reform committee, where we came together for a handful of meetings. We had discussions. We came up with a plan. Once we have that plan and we're ready to start to work that plan, we start to go out and find the funding, or we receive funding that we're anticipating that we're going to have come our way. Once we receive that and we can start going after the funding piece of it, we'll start implementing those plans that the committee brought together. So it's a short-term but powerful, impactful committee that we're going to bring together to address the concerns that the community often shares with us. So we have sidewalks, we have paving. We already have well over a $1 million, $1.3 million project for paving in 2021. But we want to talk about paving now and future paving projects. We want to talk about how snow removal. We want to talk about tree removal, stump removals. We want to talk about our underground infrastructure, our sewer, our water. What are we going to do to address those issues? And if some of this funding comes through, how can it be used to address those issues? So that's just a little bit about what we're going to talk about and what we're going to plan for through this infrastructure committee. And as a result, you're going to see more projects and see more improvement to the infrastructure as we go along. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep you updated on those projects and the funding opportunities that are presented for us to implement those projects. To give you updates regarding some city planning, our comprehensive plan is in the very final stages, and we're going to have that rolling out here soon. There will be some public input sessions, and then we will present it to be adopted. And in that comprehensive plan, it's a consolidated plan, but it's very impactful. And it talks about infrastructure. It talks about quality of life. It talks about economic development. It talks about planning, codes, and so on. It's a great plan, and I hope that the community embraces it, takes time to read through it and understand where the vision came from, and can really understand why a comprehensive plan is so important to our future growth. The community members who've participated have been tremendous in getting us to this point. We absolutely could not get to this point without the community involvement. They've served on the committee for many months. They've worked very hard to get us to this point, and the final product is nothing short of top-notch. I'm very proud of the work and the final product that's going to be presented to the larger community. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll be discussing that more as it starts to roll out. And to complement that, we have the DRI project. So we've been talking about this for several years now, and I know that we're anxiously waiting. When is the DRI money going to be in place? Well, I feel strongly that by the next time we have this video put out, that we're going to have some answers for you and some projects awarded. So stay tuned. I'm in constant contact with New York State representatives, the various agencies, and with our partners in Albany who are making these decisions. And I feel strongly we're going to have some decisions on DRI, and before we know it, we're going to start seeing even more development happening around the city. Finally, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank our volunteers. We've had some great turnouts for our park cleanups. We've had cleanups at Lake Mianawana, at Indian Point, Patrick Park, Voorhees Park, along the trail, and throughout the city. Volunteers have stepped up, come forth, and really made an impact. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you for affording us your time that's so valuable to give back to the city, to give to those who enjoy our parks and to those who visit the community and live here in the community. I drive around the city all the time, and I'm always checking out the various neighborhoods, and I look around and I can see the difference. It's impactful. And when we start with these little projects that have such big impact, they're going to add up. We're going to see the effects of those. It's going to catch on, and more people are going to step up and volunteer and continue to give of their time and continue to have that pride and that commitment to community and continue to show that through their efforts. Again, thank you so much for everyone who stepped forth. I look forward to seeing what some of these new projects are that we'll see with handicap accessibility at Foster Park, or some additional murals that are going to be going up around the city, or some enhancements and improvements we're making to North Bay campgrounds. There's going to be a lot going on, and I think these small projects, or as I call them, these nuggets, these little nuggets of success, will start to come together, and as a community we're going to see just how impactful they are once they come to fruition. So again, thank you to all the volunteers. Thank you for tuning in for this episode of Fulton First Mayor's Minutes, and stay tuned for what I anticipate to be some big announcements here in the near future. We'll talk to everyone soon. Thank you.